Absolutely. And looking at it from both sides, I know that you have a whole list and a whole host of mentors who you credit helping you get to where you are today. What are your thoughts on or plans on being a mentor yourself for others down the road?
Oh yeah, I do that now. I did it at FAMU. It's one of those things to where I tell people like all this knowledge that I'm getting, all these accolades and things, I can't use them on myself, like I have to use them for other people and I have to, reach back and help other people. So that's definitely something that it never in my mind was a point in time where I was going to say, when am I going to be a mentor? It's I'm mentoring. If I know something, you know something. There's no reason why I should hoard this information or, not teach or give back to people coming behind me. There's always room to let people grow because the reason why things progress the way they do is because you want better. And I want better for people who come behind me. So there's no reason why I should just take everything and then just move on and be silent and not reach back to the people behind me and make sure that they're good too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, So in terms of you getting ready to start the residency program, what are some of the top of mind challenges that you anticipate facing? And I'm sure your background has prepared you for most of the ones that you can think of. So, but what are just some that come to mind?
I would just have to say the difference in training. As a medical student, one of the things that you're taught to do is gather information. Like the whole point of you going into the hospital and doing rotations is so you can understand how to recognize certain things. But one of the things you really don't understand is how to actually treat patients. Like in medical school, we don't learn how to prescribe medication. I can't tell you today how much Tylenol to give you. I can't tell you. I don't know that. They don't teach you how to do that. They don't teach you how much fluids to give people. You don't know how to do that. And I think whenever you start July 1st, it is now your responsibility to actually treat people. And I think that'll be one of the hardest things because you're already in the mindset of I come to you, I tell you information, and then based on what I tell you, you do something. But now I'm the person who has to do something. And I have to understand, like, okay, I know how to gather information. Now I have to figure out what to do with it. And so I think that'll be like a really big jump because not only are you learning how to recognize and talk to patients, but you also learn how to treat them. And I think also too, just a lot of the publicity that I've gotten, a lot of people will hold me to a standard that is probably much higher than it needs to be. And they may forget that I'm human just like everybody else. And the reason why it's a 7-year residency is because you're learning. So you will make mistakes. And so I think some people may be harder on the mistakes that I make, or they may look at them differently, or may not give me enough grace as they would give someone else. And I think those are two things that I think that those would be some of the biggest challenges that I have.
Yeah, I think you put that perfectly because yeah, I from the attention side, I can't speak to the residency side and what you'll be going through, but just the attention side, yeah, I do agree with you 100%. People are gonna may not show you as much grace as they might show someone else because of the spotlight that's been shined on you. But I'll be praying for you that you
Thank
just
you.
that you allow that to just roll off you and stay focused on your goal. You have a huge goal, and I know you're gonna accomplish it. And again, like I said, I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Um, absolutely, absolutely. Now, before I let you go, because again, I know you're busy. Um, for the young girls out there who may have grown up like you, and are curious about the same types of things that you were curious about as a young girl and a young woman. Um, can you kind of give her, you described it a little bit earlier, but can you kind of give her, just lay out for her, if this is the path that she chooses, first of all,
Yes.
if it's the path that she chooses, what she has to look forward to along the journey? What are some pieces of advice that you could give her that maybe either you were given or that you wish you had been given in hindsight?
I would have to say first, make sure that this is something that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because it's a long journey. I'll finish when I'm 33. I'm 26 right now. So I still have 7 more years to go. So just one, making sure that this is something that you want to do. And then also two, understanding that your journey is going to look different than anyone else's. You're a Black woman. So how you move is always going to be different than what everybody else is doing. And because of that, you may be ridiculed for it. You may be chastised for it. You know, people may say that you're not doing things right because they've never seen it done the way that you're doing it, but you're doing it in a different way because you have to. You know, you can't, just how everybody tells us, you know, as a Black woman, you work 3 times harder just to get the same result. So it means that everything that you do is going to be different, and realize that that's okay. You know, you don't have to, you know, go by the beat of the same drum that everybody else is beating at, and you can do what works for you. And remember that it doesn't mean that you are less than because you're doing something differently. Um, I would also tell them that it's okay to fail. You know, like, again, you are a human. And I think just because you want to be a neurosurgeon, yes, neurosurgeons are amazing people and they do amazing things, but they also make mistakes like everybody else. So you are human. It's okay if you have setbacks. It's okay if you have delays. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you will get to the finish line. But with that being said, understand that this is a long journey that has delayed gratification. You know, yes, I may make 6 and 7 figures at the end of this when I'm 40, you know, but that's when I'm 40, you know,
Right.
like it means that you will have a lot of sacrifice. You know, there were a lot of times where I wanted to party and I wanted to go out and I wanted to do things in college, but I also needed to make sure that I was a competitive applicant for medical school. So that means that you may have to say no sometimes when you don't want to, and you may have to give up some things that you don't want to. But do you want to be a neurosurgeon or what? You know, like these are some of the things that comes with it. But also remembering to just stay yourself. You know, I love getting my hair done. I love wearing a full face of makeup. I love nails. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, neurosurgery doesn't look like that. Okay.
Right.
And that's okay. It doesn't look like that for them, but it can look like that for you. Okay. And so make sure that you're just always staying true to yourself. And I know people say that all the time, but when you get in medicine and when you're on this path, you would just feel very isolated because a lot of people do not have the same experiences as you, and a lot of people will not look like you. And I'm not just talking about physical features. I'm just talking about the things that you like, dislike, you know, what you like to do to relax, you know, the music that you listen to. It will be completely different than everyone else. And you have to be okay with that. You cannot let that bother you, or else the whole journey will just be something that bothers you the entire time.
Wow. Wow. That was you went into preaching and then I was just like, preach, sister, yes, because that was some
Thank
great
you.
advice. That was wow, that was some great advice. I'm gonna play this for any females, all females in my life. I have a lot of nieces and nephews coming up and they're trying to decide what to do. So whether they decide to be neurosurgeons or not, that advice applies. It's applicable.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
so thank you so much. Like I said, I'm really thankful for your time, your efforts, your energy, and I'm especially thankful for your journey. And I'm looking forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing what's to come. Please, please let us keep in touch. Black
Mhm.
Audacity Magazine, and just me personally, like I want to know how your journey is going. I would love for us to check in with you again after you you know, started your residency, whenever you have a second,
Yes.
because I know you'll be extremely busy. But yeah, we want to keep up with your journey, and keep just telling the good news that is you.
Thank you.
Dr. Tamia, is it Tamia or Tamia? I want to
It's
make
Samaya.
sure. Right. Tamaya. Okay, I thought so, but I want to make sure. Dr. Tamia Potter, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your candor.
Mhm.
And I appreciate it. I will be in touch via email. I'll let you know when we're gonna run your story, which it will be next month in our women's issue. We're gonna be celebrating a lot of Black female um, achievers, and I'm
Okay.
happy to include you in that issue. So
Thank
look
you.
for, absolutely look for an email from me with more details about that to come.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to say one last thing. So as you know, this journey is not easy. And so a lot of African American students across the country, no matter what specialty, they're doing something called a MedGrad wish list. And what it is they put things on like a registry, like a baby shower registry, things that they need to help them transition to residency. So if you go to medgradwishlist.com, you can support as many Black students as you want. Hundreds of them have lists of things that they need, whether it be chargers, compression socks for the operating room, headlights, head scarves, whatever, that stethoscopes, whatever they need. So if you want to support Black applicants, you want to support Black students as they transition to residency, please make sure to go check that out. That way you can make sure that you're doing your part and you're making sure that they're getting to the next level.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said that, because that was that was a question on my back page. So I didn't flip it
Mhm.
over because I just started going as in to natural interview mode and wasn't paying attention to all my questions. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that, because my final question for you is going to be, how can we help and support you and those like you? So you must be in my head, because
Yes.
I'm glad you said that. Now give that website to the viewers one more time.
It's called MedGrad Wishlist. You can just put it in Google and they
Okay.
have a whole registry. If you register with MedGrad Wishlist as a medical student, your MedGrad Wishlist will pop up and you can pick whoever you want to support. People have, I don't know, they have whatever they want on there, but that is how you can help Black students and make sure that they're getting to the next level.
Awesome. Will do. I'm going to make sure that we give that wish list a shout out as well. But thank you again. Let's stay in touch, and God bless you in all of your future success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.